of which all living creatures severally and generically are portions. For that living creature embraces and contains within itself all intelligible living creatures. Therefore, this model contains within it all intelligible living beings. Therefore, in the mind of God, the model that was used at the construction of the universe is this model, which is called the intelligible living being. Sometimes it's called the intelligible living creature. Now, when he makes the copy, as you move from a model to a copy, obviously there's always a loss. There's always a difference, a significant difference. Therefore, in the unfoldment of the universe, that can't come into existence, or you wouldn't have a model copy. This which comes into existence then is going to have all possible living creatures, among which is man, the one creature with mind. And therefore it's going to stand in relationship to that as a model copy, it being the copy. Therefore the entire cosmos, therefore, is being made and constructed in terms of this model. This is sometimes called the forms, or the mind of God, or the idea in the mind of God, or the form of all forms. In any case, we'll call it the forms. The archetypal forms. And that is an idea in the mind of God. For since God desired to make it resemble most closely that intelligible creature which is fairest, most beautiful of all, and in all ways most perfect, he constructed it as a living creature, one, visible, containing within itself all living creatures which are by nature akin to itself. Therefore, the entire cosmos, you see, is a God. It's living, has a body, has a soul, and has reason. It's beautiful. It's created in the model of something that is supremely good. Therefore, this is called, in some, he talks about it in various ways, but it's the living God. The cosmos is therefore a living God. Because once it's created, it goes on into creation without end, and therefore it has that aspect of being eternal. Now, he then goes on to talk about the fact that this must be one. There can't possibly be two universes like it, for if it were two, then the two together would be one of two parts. Therefore, he says, however you reason it, this must be a one. If this is a one, therefore the demiurgos itself must be a one. Not the one, a one. Now, there's one principle, of course, that's very important for us that I'd like to get into, which is on the next page on 59. This one principle, which is the supreme originating principle of all creation, is likeness. Now, likeness is a term we've been using for quite a while. Now, just to make sure how it fits into analogy, all right? We're now going to just quickly review how analogy and likeness are intertwined. Take any four-term analogy, or three. We'll take a four-term analogy. A is to B, as C is to D. We can put it in terms of ideas. A shepherd is to his sheep, as a ruler is to his subjects. All likenesses occur when you have different orders of things, different orders, these are two different orders, within which there are paired relationships. There must be a paired relationship, and that paired relationship must have similar relations, that must have similar relations, not same, similar. As an example, a shepherd in working with his sheep functions in a certain way. That's how you get similar relations. A shepherd guides, cares, protects, and several other important things, but let's leave it at that for the moment. His sheep. A ruler guides, cares, and protects, ideally, his people. But it can't be in the same way, otherwise, of course, we'll have rulers who get, police dogs to herd their people, to herd his subjects up to the mountains to eat grass, and things of that nature, right? So therefore, it's not the same way, it is similar. All right, relations are similar. Next up. Any likeness, therefore, is when you take alternate terms, and express the relationship with the word likeness. A shepherd is like a ruler. A ruler is like a shepherd. Alternate terms. Sheep are like subjects, and subjects can be said to be like sheep. Therefore, anytime you have an analogy taking alternate terms, so long as the terms are analogous, then, taking the alternate terms, you can then substitute the word like for the word is to, and you have generated a simile. A simile is the very mark of functions within analogies, and we express it with the word like. Okay, now, what is most interesting, of course, I don't know whether, maybe I can just quickly take a moment out to show you something quite interesting. Take a three-term analogy. A is to B, as B is to C, three-term analogy. Same principles hold as we said a moment ago. A mean analogy is the most, of all analogies, the most beautiful. This is the transformation of an analogy, by the way. Ah, good heavens, what did I do here? You can transform a three-term analogy by switching the terms within, which is what we did here, or between. Taking them between, therefore, and then switching them again. These are the only four possible valid forms of a mean analogy. Now, if I can direct you to some inherently beautiful